Hey guys, Aaron here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace a fuel pump in a Nissan Armada or Infinity QX80. Now the vehicle we're working on today is a 2018 Infinity QX80, and the issue we're having is that the fuel pump is actually leaking externally on the main supply line, causing a really strong odor of gas when the vehicle is running. Now what made this difficult to diagnose is that there is no check engine light on and the vehicle runs. The only symptom we're having is a really strong gas odor anytime the vehicle's running, whether we're at idle, driving, or we're just sitting there parked. So with all that said, let's go over the parts and tools we're gonna need to get the job done. So as far as tools go, we're gonna be using a curved pick to disconnect the evap line off of the fuel pump assembly. Gonna need a flat blade screwdriver. If your model or your vehicle has a center console, gonna need a T20 Torx bit. Also, to remove the lock ring off the fuel pump that connects the fuel pump to the fuel tank, I'm gonna be using an air ratchet. If you don't have an air ratchet, you could use a large flat blade screwdriver and a hammer. There's actually a specialty tool. I'll include a link in the description of this video that will make removing that lock ring a lot easier. I don't have it. I always use an air ratchet, so that's what I'm gonna be using today. And of course, we're going to need a fuel pump or fuel sending unit assembly and the gasket O-ring that goes on top of the tank, which seals the pump to the tank. I went ahead and purchased these parts online. These are genuine Nissan parts, which they are a little bit pricey, but if you want to save some money, some aftermarket options are available. I'll go ahead and throw a link in the description for all the tools and the parts I used. So with all that said, let's go ahead and begin. And to remove this pump, we're going to be working in the cab of the vehicle. We're not going to be removing and dropping the tank like most vehicles are requiring to do, which is nice because this vehicle has a pretty much full tank of gas, and I'd hate to either siphon it out or drop that tank being heavy and all. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick up the second row seats and remove the center console. If you have a bench seat, it's a little bit easier job because you don't have to unbolt the center console. You'll just kick up the seats, which will give us access to remove the carpet. After that's done, we're going to remove the 2 bolts on the driver's side and the 2 bolts or 2 screws on the passenger side using a T20 Torx bit. All right, once you have the center console out of the way, we can go ahead and remove the carpet. It's only held in with Velcro, so you'll just have to reach underneath and disconnect it. Now we're going to use a bungee cord to secure the carpet out of the way because it's going to want to drop down, which won't allow us to have any access to this panel. This is the cover panel here for the fuel pump. Now to remove this panel, we're just going to take a screwdriver and turn these little tabs 90 degrees. As you can see, here we are with the fuel pump assembly. First thing we're gonna do before we disconnect anything is clean this area. We definitely don't want any dirt getting in either the connections, lines, or the fuel tank. All right, now that everything's clean, we could remove both of our fuel lines and our electrical connector, starting with the evap. This one's actually the trickiest one. There's little white tabs on both sides that you gotta kick out, and then you can remove it. Sometimes you can get in with a pick and a screwdriver and just open the tabs yourself. Just be careful not to break it. Now with the main fuel line, there's little green tabs on the side of the fuel line. You just depress, push in, and then slowly pull out. Now from the main electrical connector, just go ahead and push down the back of the tab and pull out. Now we're gonna have to rotate this locking tab that holds the fuel pump assembly to the tank. A couple ways to do that. You could take a screwdriver and a mallet or a hammer and kind of just hit it. I like taking an air chisel and pushing down on the tab or on the flange and rotating it that way. Nissan actually has a specialty tool that they that a lot of mechanics use. I don't have it, so I'm not going to be using that. All right, so with our locking tab removed, let's go ahead and take our fuel sending unit out. And lastly, our O-ring that we're going to be replacing needs to come out as well. It's a good idea to clean the surface that O-ring goes on. Just be careful not to get any dirt in the tank. All right, first thing you need to do is put the new O-ring on without dropping it in the tank. And now our new fuel pump assembly can go in. Got to kind of work it in at angles. Now push everything down at once. Then you can go ahead and take your locking ring and just position it into place. Turn it a little bit. And now we need to spin over the locking tab until it the little tangs go over the cleats and it firmly is in position. All right, our locking ring is fully seated. All that's left to do is put our electrical connector in and our two fuel lines, both the evap and the main fuel line. When it comes down to putting the line on, we need to swap the connector clip. You just take it off the old pump and put it on the new one. Before we start putting everything back, it's a good idea just to start the engine. It's going to crank for a little bit just because we have to bleed all the air out of the lines. So it should start up within 5 seconds or so. Once you do that, you're free to go ahead and put everything back, starting with our little inspection cover. So with the center console back in and the seats folded down, that pretty much concludes this video. Hope this video has helped you out. If it has, please like and subscribe. Make sure to check out the links in the description for the parts and tools I used. Thanks again as always, guys. See you next time.